I'm super happy to be here, to be part of this, thanks to Midas. This talk is about mixing and how I work with the HD. I want to share with you some information about me to understand better. I'm Elena, by the way, sorry. I'm a sound engineer and I work with bands on tour. The artists call me directly, and I'm from the south of Spain. This is what my accent, my strong accent. And I started off in a studio from the south of Spain. I work with this analog console, Arcangel. I don't know if you know this console. I manufacture my own pedals with a PC board. I do theremins too. I fix pedals and microphones and amplifiers. I love analog electronic. Well, I'm a drummer too, and I'm a teacher. Getting back to my story with Midas, my first gig out there was in Sevilla with the Heritage 3000. I remember to ask for a step to get the gain knob because it's a big desk, super cool desk. My first goodbye with Midas. So the last 2 years I've been working on tour with the HD, and I do front of house and monitors too, and sometimes both. Why I am comparing analog and a studio with the HD? For many reasons. Because I love to use this dresser, LA2A, 1176. When I use Pultec Audio, Tubetec, I use this vibe and NIF 1063, and the sound of Midas. I think Midas respects a lot the audio signal. You can realize that this console has this low frequency that so many times in digital audio, you are processing your signals and you realize that this low frequency disappears. So that's why I choose Midas on tour. Good vibes, feels good, sounds good. So let's jump to the fun part. This show I have on my left hand these two fader banks. My inputs, I like in my right hand obviously my BCAs, and then a custom fader with my delay master. You can configure your surface, okay? Because there are many ways to do the same thing in this console. If you need to send something with this surface, because with the HD, if you are a Midas user, you have normally with the Series Pro your auxes here. You have the auxes over there. Okay, so you can select and you can send with this selection and send wherever you want. Okay, and I use this. If you press in this setup, you have this menu. I press as activate output select follow solo. That means that when you select, you can in your headphones what's going on in this auxes. To organize your surface, this section control group is in the top. But you know that pop groups is just a shortcut to call quickly a bunch of faders, a bunch of channels. So I have drums, guitars, vocals, and something. But I have one interesting thing that in this show I work with a band, a standard band that makes. It's a plazuela. I don't know if you know this band. It's from the south of Spain too. Makes flamenco with electronica and neo-funk. So I have drums, bass, keyboards, guitars, vocals, but guitar flamenca, acoustic guitar, and then claps, cajon flamenco, and In the middle of the show, I have to change because they play an acoustic set without the drums, just with the cajon and flamenca, and I need a shortcut to call quickly this set. Then I have the mute groups, inputs, outputs, effects, and the effects for the vocal. It's quickly to mute these effects when singers are interacting with the audience. And this is so useful too. Talk groups. You use this section. In this show, with the talk group, you can just pressing this group, talk just with the band, because this talk goes just to the in-ears. The other just with the backliners or bodies or something to the crew, just. But you can press both. You can talk with the band and the crew at the same time. And other to just the side field, to talk with the production manager, stage manager. It's so cool, this part. And you have this button in the center of your console. And you can configure what's most important for you. If you press edit, you can select the different areas for the band faders, and you can change. I use delay, sub, left and right. Or maybe you need your vocal always in the main page. You can go to the vocal with the shortcuts, my pops, and I select my main vocal. I have two main vocals, Venitra and Indio, and this, with this button, I find pin and press this button. This is my two main vocals. I change my banks and faders and always has my main vocal. Fun part, tuning the PA. So we set up our surface, our show. In my case, I don't carry my own PA, so I need to check the different arrays. Maybe you are working a venue, outdoor, indoor, or something. So I use just pink noise just to check my speakers, but that's it. I'm not a sound engineer, assistant engineer, just a sound engineer. So let me show you my 3 songs and why I use this song. It's a good song to check and see how responds my PA. Why? Because this is the best drum kit has recorded in the history ever. I realized with this song how the PA responds with the drums and the cymbals and the high frequency. Then I use Bad Kingdom by Midas. It's an electronic band. It helps me a lot because my band mix both acoustic and electronic. And these low end are so loud, super loud, that maybe sometimes this low frequency can mask other frequencies. So for me are the most important band from the spectrum, and the other is Fly As Me by Silk Sonic because it sounds so great. And for the bass, I try to get this sound from the bass, because when I'm tuning with these songs, first of all, I insert my graphic EQs and then a multi-band compressor. I used to work with this graphic EQ, but when I met the Ocean, I changed my way to work and my plugin. Let me show you. If you go to your master and pressing the channel view, you have all the things, your channel strip. By clicking in channel view, you select your master. So first of all, I use the graphic EQ, then the multiband dynamics. So when I met Ocean EQ, I was trying with this EQ, and I think, wow, maybe I need to change my plugin. So within this window, you can change with pressing this button on the top of the window, and you can change the order of your plugin. And then I use this multiband compressor. So with these 3 songs, I compensate and I try to do a mastering. When I finish, I press the bypass and then start with my sound check. And at the end of this sound check, I press the power and what? It's better or no? Normally it's better. You have your EQ. I don't know if you use or you know this console before, but they add this button in the top of this window called Audition. Why? When you press Audition, you can change your EQ. Hear this sound, this changes. For instance, you are in a festival close to the beach, and then because of the humidity, the tone of the snare drum are changing, and you have to change this EQ at this time, but during your show, well, you press the Audition button, okay, and you can change. If you like this changes, you press apply, and that's it. Super cool. And then you add to this, you have the phase. Close to the bands for the EQ, you have the phase. I use this in kick drum in, kick drum out, or in a snare drum up and down on the bass, DI or mic. Why and how? Because obviously you have in your configuration the phase inverter, and the delay for your microphone. But this is, for me, I use this tool to realize in what part of the phase you can gradual. You need to adjust the phase for 2 microphones, well, just one microphone to another in the same element. So, for example, with the kick drum and a snare drum, for the kick drum in and out, you press add solo to zoom to channel solo, and then go to the drum and kick drum out, in and out, and then let me see. Select the kick drum in my case, activate the phase, and then with your headphones, just listening both channels and gradually realize what is the position, the right position. Super good. Mancino is so useful. It's a great new feature. If you are in a venue, there is a tent, this venue is a tent, and you have a lot of high frequencies coming into your microphones. And oh no, so too brilliant. So you need to reduce this band with a high self, but in a lot of microphones, in a lot of channels. So with Mancino, you have this, the left side and the right side. Okay, in the left side, you select your channels, inputs, auxes, or matrices. And in this part, you do whatever you want. So in this example, you have a lot of high frequency coming into your microphone. So you select your drums with your VCA, and then the rest of your microphone vocals, backing vocals, cajón flamenco, ambience, that's it. And let's go to the EQ, and you have this option, absolute and relative, to fix this problem. You go to the treble band, put the shape as a high self, and then in relative, in this case, because you are different EQs in your microphone, and you can, with this button, with this knob, with this knob, or in your screen, reduce this high self and move the frequency. Or maybe increase this band and make the ears become bleeding or something like that. And for example, if you are starting a new show, you can use a lot low cut or high pass filter in many channels. Maybe the 80 or 90% of my channels have a low cut. So one more thing, if the singer wants to a little bit more of the drums and the bass and his vocal, okay, the drums, the bass, the guitars, and the vocal, whatever. So you can select, then you go to the sense, go to the singer, and maybe the backing vocals too. You can select 2 or whatever. And then you can send in relative or in absolute. You can see in the top on the right side. You can send with this knob or on a screen.